Hey everyone, welcome to Miami Life and Fitness. In today's video, we're going to be doing the Q&A for the end of November. It's going to be up tomorrow, Saturday, which is going to be the 26th of November. Hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. Don't forget to give a super thanks if you're finding all my information and my videos valuable and you are learning something from my videos as I share my information with you. Hit the big super thanks right next to the three dots where it says download and share your love with me because it does help the channel. Also, if you need to get in contact with me for a consultation, you can email me to book your consultation at www.miamilifeandfitness.com, or you can email me direct at miamilifeandfitness@gmail.com. Now let's get started with the Q&A. Alright, so for the first question for the Q&A, first question goes out to Mariana Jaimes. She wants to know what is the average or the normal testosterone level for a man who lives a normal lifestyle, not so active and doesn't really train that much, and also what is the testosterone and estrogen level for a bikini athlete. So let's start off with what should be a normal or a healthy range for testosterone for men. Whether or not, in my opinion, whether or not you train or not, a man should try to live his best life and you should be at optimal testosterone levels, whether you train or not. Because at the end of the day, if you're not living your best life and you're not living an optimum life, you're living a subpar life or a mediocre life or an average life. Now, if people want to be average, that's fine. That's their life, and we all have a choice of how good of a life or our quality of life and what we think is good quality or low quality. But to me, a man's testosterone level should never be under an 800. It should be at 800 to an 850 and above, 850 to 1,000, to be at an optimum range so that you can feel your best and live your best and your best quality of life. It's gonna obviously make you feel great, have a lot of energy, have a great sex drive, be alert. You're not gonna feel fatigue. You're gonna get up and want to spend the day, jumping around and having just a love for life and not living a lackluster life. And that is optimum testosterone levels, whether a man trains or not. As far as estrogen goes, just can be anywhere from 30 to 60, but mainly 30 to 50 for a guy. Those are your optimum levels. And if you're gonna be on a cycle, whether TRT or not, then you always wanna make sure that you prevent estrogenic side effects. So you wanna make sure you always have an AI on deck in case you need it, but most likely you will, especially anyone who is definitely over 40 or 50. The estrogen will start to increase if you don't have that regulated. So remember to always get your labs done, and if you need to get labs checked, go to privatemdlabs.com. The link is down below underneath the more button. Now the second part of her question was for a bikini athlete, again, the estrogen and testosterone level. So for a bikini athlete, for a woman, healthy and great testosterone levels are going to be anywhere from 20 to 50. Now, once you are a competitor, your testosterone levels may be higher than that, and that's okay, and that is okay. Sometimes mine have hit 100, 200. There was one time where mine was even over 1,000, and I wasn't even taking testosterone or any other androgenic compound for that matter. So, there are certain things. It could be things that you're eating, could be how you're training, or it could be just the supplement that you're on is a high quality supplement or high quality anabolic that it's going to automatically increase your testosterone. So ladies, don't freak out if one time your testosterone level is at 1,000 or at 200. It's not a big deal. Embrace it. Embrace it. Give yourself a hug and embrace it. But that's a healthy range. As far as estrogen levels again should be anywhere from 30 to 60 for a healthy female. If you are a competitor, your testosterone, if you want to look good, obviously the lower it is, the better you're going to look. I'm not saying low as far as on the ground, but probably right around in the 30s range. That's like the perfect estrogen level for a competitor, to make sure that you get as much estrogen out without throwing your estrogen and your hormones on the floor. As far as that, if you're not a competitor and you're really not even a bodybuilder, then 40s, 50s, 60s, great. Other than that, it's going to be way too high. So Mariana, thank you so much for your question. I hope I've answered that for you. All right, so question number 2 goes out to personal friends of mine, Maria and Ale, which I call him La Discoteca because he's a DJ. This question goes out to them because they are coaches, and she owns one of the gyms here in North Miami Beach, and they're constantly asking me this question because they have clients that tell them all the time that they do want to take a cycle, but they don't want to inject. Why don't they want to inject? Because they're scared. Or they have clients that are at that age where their hormones need to be rebalanced and restored, but they don't want to inject, or they're scared to inject, or whatever reason they don't want to inject, so they just want to take orals. Some people actually just want to take orals for whatever reason, but the main reason is they don't want to inject. The main thing is that people are scared to inject for whatever reason. They don't like needles, they don't like blood, they don't know how to do it right, nobody showed them properly, they did it once, it hurt, they did it wrong, whatever it is. So basically what happens is, for whatever reason, they're just scared to inject and they just want to take orals, and that's perfectly fine, but it needs to be a little more strategic into what they take if they're not taking the base of the testosterone as an oil because they're scared to inject. So now they have to find something that is going to increase their testosterone level in an oral, or if they can find something that has methyl testosterone in it, to include that in their cycle along with proviron and AI. If the man has low estrogen to begin with and he's pretty damn lean and fit, then if he just took proviron and let's say Anavar and Primo, which they're not anti-estrogens, but they have anti-estrogenic properties, and they'll still keep that guy lean, then that's technically all he needs, if the guy is lean already. But you can't take a fat dude or somebody that's obese and just put him on Anavar and Primo, think he's gonna lean out. Not gonna happen, bro, not gonna happen, okay? So, you know, there are certain things to manipulate in a cycle if somebody wants to do it orally, but the main things is you're gonna have to have an AI, proviron, and then maybe Primo, Anavar if you want to take T-ball, also staying lean. If a guy wants to take D-ball, which is very androgenic and does aromatize, then you will definitely need to take an AI. And if you do aromatize easily, men, you can jump on a more on a stronger AI such as Letro or Aromacin. But there are ways to do this properly if you do want to take just an oral cycle. But one day, embrace the fact that you're going to have to use the needle and do things right and have your base as testosterone, because it's going to make your life so much easier and you don't have to rely on 5 or 6 different pills. So that goes to Maria and Ale La Discoteca here in North Miami Beach. Alright, and this is really not a question, but it's a comment. Ask yourself this question. Are you an addict? Are you an addict? An addict of what? Well, an addict is a person who doesn't know the normal, who doesn't go by normal means, and who exaggerates everything and wants to take everything to the extreme, knowing or not knowing of what the normal range of something should be. And I'm talking about people that actually abuse anabolic steroids. And this is why they've gotten a bad name. So when people are addicts and when people just want to do everything to the extreme, or when they don't care and they just think that more is better, I'm going to take more and more and more and more, the more you take, the less results you're seeing. So this is part about being an addict. And this is why people abuse steroids, because they're ignorant, they don't know, they're listening to some bro dude in the back, and they just want to keep taking more because they're not seeing the changes that they want to see. So when this happens, you need to take a step back and realize, what am I doing wrong, or why am I not seeing changes with the cycle that I'm doing? Am I taking the wrong doses? Am I taking the wrong supplements? Am I taking too much of it? Am I not taking the proper bodyguards in the back, like an AI, aromatase inhibitor, proviron, which is also your bodyguard? Are you not taking the necessary measures? Are you not training properly? Are you not eating properly? If you're still eating junk and you're still eating a bunch of shit, then you are only creating fat. Sure, you're increasing muscle, but you're also increasing fat, and you are not shredding the fat, which means you're never going to be able to showcase the muscle that you are building. So when people do that, instead of blaming it on themselves and on the food, you're blaming it on, oh, I'm not taking enough, so you start adding more tren, more EQ, more DECA, more testosterone, more anadrol, and then all you're going to do is increase your levels of blood pressure, gyno, all the estrogenic side effects, bloating, water retention, etc. And you're just going to make yourself look worse and fill yourself up with toxicity because you are overdoing and overflowing with anabolics that you're not using up, and you're just storing fat. So just ask yourself this question. If you are doing things properly, great, hip hip hooray, good for you. But if you are abusing steroids, and you don't have to tell me or anybody else, but talk to yourself in the mirror, okay? Go sit yourself down in a corner in your bathroom by your toilet and ask yourself if you are abusing the steroids. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but just in an irresponsible way. It's not a bad thing, it's just irresponsible. And think about what you're doing and how much you're taking. You only really need to take what you need. You don't need to take what you don't need, or you don't need to take an excessive amount because you're not seeing changes. If you're not seeing changes and you're increasing your anabolic cycle, trust me, you're doing things wrong, and you really need to step back and find out what you're doing wrong, that your anabolic cycle isn't working. But if you need a consultation, pick up the phone, spend $50, it's gonna be $50 you've ever spent, and call me or not call me, but email me at miamilifeandfitness@gmail.com. Don't forget to give a super thanks if you found this information valuable and if you learned something new out of these questions. And if you love my videos, then I would appreciate a super thanks. I'd appreciate a comment, a like, and subscribe. Smash the subscribe button, like, comment. Hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving, and love your life, embrace your life, and be thankful for everything that you have, because when you turn around, somebody always has it worse than you do. So be grateful and be thankful for everything you have. Love you all. Watch one of these 2 videos.